Hello and welcome to BIOS Exam Prep IAS. As part of a big news today, we'll be discussing a very important and interesting topic with regards to Indian pilgrims in Pakistan, important for international relations and art and culture both. Before we begin, as always, we are available on Telegram, so do download the app via the QR code given here or the link in the description below. With this, we can understand the topic in hand for today, which is Indian pilgrims in Pakistan. It is important for international relations because of the fact that there is a protocol which is mentioned here, and for art and culture it is important because of the culture which is associated with this temple and this worship. So Pakistan on Monday issued 100 visas to Indian pilgrims, which are now allowed to participate in the 314th birth anniversary of an important personality in the Sindh sector, which is Shiv Avatari Sadguru Sant Shadaram Sahib, which is in the Sindh province itself. And the pilgrims will be able to visit the Shadhani coming from Shadaram, Shadhani Darbar in Hayat Pitafi from November 22nd to December 3rd. But the most important aspect is that they are visiting it under a protocol which is very important for international relations, which is Pakistan-India Protocol on Visits to Religious Shrines of 1974. And we will discuss what it is, what is the protocol, what are the shrines which come in, and the basic concept behind this. The most important aspect here is that it is significant that India and Pakistan in a way are finding culture as a point of cooperation, and Pakistan issuing these visas itself is something encouraging. We have been trying to cooperate with regards to pilgrimages and people and culture, and the 1974 convention shows that if India and Pakistan want to cooperate and are cooperating, we always want to Pakistan, if it is ready to cooperate, there's a lot of harmony, there's a lot of goodwill. So this is a very important point which I'm trying to make, which is that India and Pakistan, partitioned by the British itself, have a shared culture in a way in the northwestern sector, and that is one of the ways we can bring the two people together. And Pakistan needs to actually act upon its understanding that we want to have a better relationship with India. India has always been ready to have a good cultural relationship, and now Pakistan giving this visa is one step closer to that dream. So what is the 1974 protocol? So the Pakistan-India Protocol on Visit to Religious Shrines of 1974 is technically a protocol. It's a bilateral agreement between India and Pakistan facilitating Indians and Pakistani nationals to visit religious shrines in both countries. So it's a understanding that there are some shrines for Pakistan is very, very important in India and for Indians in Pakistan. So with regards to at least religious activities, we can show some form of cooperation, and that in turn became the 1974 protocol. And pilgrims from both countries get visas without having to go through the usual immigration process, and they can only travel in groups, and a number is fixed each year how many people can go and how big the group should be. Now there are 15 shrines in Pakistan which are considered important for India, and out of that you can see that Hayat Pitafi in Sindh is listed as a very important shrine, but most of them are actually related to Sikh history and Sikhism itself because of the important gurdwaras being in that sector. With regards to Pakistan towards India, under the protocol, Hazrat Moinuddin Chishti Ajmer, the most important with regards to Chishti Sufis, Nizamuddin Aulia Delhi, Hazrat Amir Khusro again in Delhi, along with the Hazrat Mujaddid Al-Sani in Punjab, and Khwaja Alauddin Ali Ahmad Sabir. For us, it is technically the Sikh history which connects the Indian subcontinent or India and Pakistan, and it is the Chishti Sufis and the disciples of Chishti Sufis and Sufis who become very, very important with regards to a shared culture and a shared history. So we don't have to learn any of these basic sites, but the point of the matter is this protocol becomes important for international relations. It is important that there is still a point of cooperation, and both recognize that pilgrims and generally culture is something which binds these two countries together, and we need to build upon that. Now let's go into the art and culture part. So till this point we've tried to understand what is the significant development. Visas have been issued. The protocol itself is important for the development of a good relationship between India and Pakistan, culture being for cooperation, culture equals to cooperation. And now we are moving into the art and culture part, which is to understand this darbar so as to make sure that if there's a current affairs based question in art and culture, we're able to understand it. So Hayat Pitafi in Sindh district itself is believed to be the biggest Hindu temple in Pakistan's province. It was founded in 1786 by Sant Shadaram Sahib. It is the biggest Hindu temple in Sindh province, but not in Pakistan. So remember, it's only specific to Pakistan's Sindh province. It is the biggest Hindu temple. And who was Sant Shadaram? Shadaram was born in the Lohana Khatri family in Lahore in October of 1708. He thereafter travelled a lot of places with regards to Haridwar and a lot of pilgrimage sites within India itself at that point of time. In 1768, he then reached Mathelo. Mathelo is the capital of Sindh, and that was under the reign of Raja Nand. And he built a Shiv temple, and he started what is called an enlightened sacred holy fire, the Dhuni Sahib. For them, the Dhuni Sahib is considered very, very important, and they draw that relationship with regards to the Indus Valley civilization, the concept of fire altars and the fire worship concept in that regard. After some time, he left his village of Mathelo along with his devotees, and thereafter settled to the nearest holy village, which is called Hayat Pitafi, and laid the foundation of the Sadani Darbar. After the death of Sant Sadaram, there have been 8 other Gadisars, which are heads, and the 9th Gadisar is there right now. So before we end this topic, why are we discussing it? We're discussing it because first, India-Pak relationships have generally been tension driven, and there are a lot of irritants in that regard. However, culture is something which has always led to cooperation. And with regards to this story, it is significant because it is a point of cooperation, that we both realize that we have a shared culture. The partition divided that culture, and at the end of the day, it was the divide and rule policy of the British which created the communalistic tensions between these two countries. Pakistan had a different orientation. It is still not ready to understand that the hatred towards India is not the way it will go forward as a world power, or if it is a world power in that regard. But the basic point of the matter is India is always been ready to use culture as a point of cooperation, soft power in that sense. However, Pakistan has not reciprocated that always, but this is an important development in that regard, with Pakistan coming out of the FATF list and is struggling economically. Maybe they will change their stance towards India in that regard. And second is the art and culture part, which is related to the Shadani Darbar, that how there is a very important Hindu temple in the Sindh province itself. With this, I would like to end the session. Thank you so much for your patience. I will see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.